Welcome. I'm the Scoop with Barb. If you're new here and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back and thanks for being here. We're going to talk about Jason Whitlock and how he thinks that Angel Reese saved the WNBA by being sexy, although a little bit too sexy for him, but still he thinks she saved the WNBA because of the way she dressed. We're going to watch a little bit of his video, and I want to talk about and interact with that a little bit. So if you're interested in the WNBA and everything that's going on this year with that, stay tuned. We're going to watch a little bit of this video, Jason Whitlock, and what he's saying, and I'm going to interact with that. Now, there was an upgrade in clothing definitely this year with the WNBA players. I went back and I looked at prior years, and I'll show y'all those here in a minute. Caitlin Clark wore Prada, like $17,000 outfit, and Angel Reese wore, I don't know who she wore, but she looked really good. A lot of them really looked really good, like they could have gone on a red carpet somewhere. Now, they were on the orange carpet for the WNBA. But if you look at prior years, so women this year, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were making multi-millions, and they've got contracts with these companies that go on even while they're in the WNBA, so they didn't have to worry about the cost. And it's possible Prada just gave Caitlin Clark the outfit to advertise for them. So I don't know how that worked, but the WNBA and the college women's basketball has changed so much just over the last, maybe 15 months. It pretty much started in 2023 with Caitlin Clark just coming on the scene, just being so good. And yes, she's white, which, a majority of the WNBA players are not white. And so, that adds to it. But there's also, the racial talk. And there's just a lot going on with women's basketball overall. So let's listen to what he says, and I'll say what I say in between.
Off my chest about what happened last night and the importance of last night. And I got to start by, I came up with an awesome nickname for Caitlin Clark, Show White. Angel Reese has been calling herself Bayou Barbie or Barbie Bayou or I can't remember. I got a new nickname for Angel Reese. She's the gift. She is the gift that just gave the WNBA women's basketball its greatest boost in the history of the WNBA.
No, basically Caitlin Clark did. Angel Reese is really, really, they're both really good players. Angel Reese is always on her social media, modeling her clothes, and sometimes she's just, no makeup or anything like that. She's just who she is. And so the combination of all these things did this, but her wearing this outfit because she's not a masculine kind of person. So her wearing this outfit to the WNBA draft didn't save women's basketball, but okay.
She just did something, and I'm not exaggerating here.
Yeah, you are.
More important, or at least just as important, to what Caitlin Clark has brought to women's basketball. Caitlin Clark has brought unbelievable eyeballs and interest and relevance to the WNBA. But what Angel Reese just added to the WNBA and what she's added to women's basketball over the past year, just as important, if not more important. People watched the WNBA draft last night, and they liked what they saw, and we have to hat tip Angel Reese because of it. Angel Reese did that. Call up the picture, the State Farm picture with Jake from State Farm and everybody on stage. I want to start there. And I don't know, for those of you watching on YouTube, zoom in and get a close-up of that. That's 15, 16 WNBA players on stage with the commissioner of the WNBA, Kathy Engelbart or whatever. And let's say it's 15.
Now, again, they do look better. And the only one is I don't remember her name, but she's right here, and she's the shorter black girl next to the chairman of the WNBA, and she's got on like a tuxedo and tennis shoes. And then you've got Jake from State Farm who's wearing a suit. But he's trying to say that women can't be who they are and be in the WNBA. So if what you wear other than your uniform is what you wear. And even Jason says that a little bit, that Angel went a little bit too far with her, her skin showing because he's a Christian. Well, calling Caitlin Clark, Snow, whatever he called her, we're born the way we are, okay? You're born white, black, Hispanic, Indian. You're born all these different things, and you're also born gay or lesbian or whatever, or heterosexual, and so you dress the way you want to dress. You're not, why are you making this into why is he making this into this thing about how you have to, she's changed WNBA because she wore this cute, this sexy outfit. No. Nope.
16 women. There's only one of them that doesn't present themselves in a highly feminine, as best of their ability, attractive way. And I think the little pronoun that's wearing the suit and tie, again, because I don't want to get crossways.
And that makes me mad because he calls her the little pronoun. Okay, maybe she is gay. Do you know that for a fact? Does it matter? Have you ever seen someone who is straight? I mean, do you ever find out somebody's gay who you didn't realize was gay because you don't have gaydar and you didn't realize, you didn't realize that. You can't always judge a book by the cover, okay? You just can't. And she looks cute. If that's what she wants to wear, let her wear it.
Is with whoever the little pronoun is. They or them, or I don't know what pronoun they're using. But other than that little point guard, everybody else standing on that stage looks like a natural woman who is happy being a woman and who is presenting a feminine side of themselves. Not Jake from State Farm, but all the other women up there. Some of these women look amazing. What was the name of the woman I had everybody look up? She played at Ohio State. And I was like, holy cow, is that an ESPN? Is that Molly Karam's little sister? Or is that a WNBA player? But now I can't remember. She plays guard at Ohio State. Celeste Taylor. There it is, Celeste Taylor. I was like, whew. But now I want to just focus in on a couple of different, I want to start with Cameron Brink. Show the picture.
I mean, why is he going on looks? What does the WNBA basketball have to do with tall women trying to look as much like a female as they can? And that's not going to save the WNBA. It's not. What they wore to the draft is not saving the WNBA. What's saving the WNBA is people like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Just being who they are. Being who they are.
Cameron Brink, solo by herself. I know these ladies are young. I'm not saying this stuff to be perverted. This is still a Christian show, but we're going to analyze what's going on here. And I got to hat tip the WNBA. I got to hat tip everybody involved because this is orchestrated what they're doing here. This is Cameron Brink. I think she played at Stanford. She was the number 2 pick last night. She's 6'4". This is her on the runway for the WNBA draft. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep it real. At 6'4" and a basketball player, I don't know if you can do much better than that.
What do you mean do much better than that? She looks how she looks. She's got a beautiful dress on. She looks she looks sexy, okay. I don't think she's gay anyway. I don't know. I think she has a boyfriend, but that doesn't mean anything either. But the thing about it is, why are you focused on that? And it is hard for players, for women who are that tall to find clothes that fit, that accentuate. I mean, I'm sure that they can go out and have things made, but again, not everybody in college basketball is making the kind of money that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are making. And that's not even counting what's coming up for Caitlin Clark, who's supposedly signed a $28 million contract with Nike, and people are saying she's getting cheated because she should get $100 million. Wow. And to think when Caitlin Clark was coming up, when she decided in the second grade that she wanted to be in the WNBA and that she wanted to play basketball and all this stuff, nobody at that point would have ever dreamed that a WNBA player would have even a their own shoe, the multi-million-dollar, 8-figure shoe contract, plus all the other contracts. So,
I don't. Kay Smith from Barstool, she tweeted out like, "We used to fight wars over legs like that," and she's 100% right. Men would go to war over legs like that, and we have to credit Angel Reese, who made this happen. Who made? Because I'm telling you, this is all orchestrated. The WNBA said, "Ladies, I need you to come out here and put your best on and be as attractive as you possibly can be." And the reason they were allowed to do this is a severe pivot from the Brittany Griner-led WNBA.
Did the WNBA ask them to dress like this? I don't know. I mean, because I'll show you, or I can show you now. I'll insert it here. Just a picture of last year and this year. And this is how they looked last year. Now, you can tell there's been an upgrade in taste. I would say in taste. And also, it just this year they look better. But again, there's millions of dollars that have been pouring into college basketball, women's college basketball, mostly because of Caitlin Clark. And, they're selling out arenas. Every time Caitlin Clark plays somewhere, it sells out. And WNBA's already upping, they're already changing where they're having their games when Caitlin's there. So I'm not really arguing that Angel Reese doesn't have a part in this, but what she wore to the draft and what everybody else wore to the draft, I don't believe is going to change the WNBA. I think it's all the stuff leading up to that, and maybe a little bit of that. Maybe people are like, oh, they're not all lesbians in the WNBA, because they mostly are. And they mostly fit the profile of what you think, they should look like. So,
from the Diana Taurasi-led WNBA, from the Sue Bird-led WNBA. And this is why there's so much hatred and animus and jealousy towards Caitlin Clark and this new group of young players. They're bringing in a new energy and a new aesthetic to the WNBA. They're pivoting away from, hey, we want to present ourselves as little men or impersonators of men. We're coming out here all tagged.
Women who are lesbians, that's not a given that you're just going to try to look like a little man. No, that's not how it works. I know a lot of lesbians, and nobody I know is like, I want to look like a man. No. Now, if they're trans, maybe they want to look like a man. Maybe they already do, I mean, I'm not meaning to make a thing, but I know some people who are trans who look like men, look like boys, look like men before they became trans, before they started to do anything. People already thought they were men. So you're born a certain way.
Add it up, and there's no difference between Brittany Griner and Kevin Durant. There's a difference with all them ladies on stage, except for the little pronoun. There's a difference between all of them ladies standing on stage and how they're presenting themselves to anything you would see in the NBA. I can remember years ago, Bill Simmons used to do this funny shtick when he was just the Boston sports guy. He would put up a picture of a WNBA player and an NBA player, and you had to guess which one played in the NBA and which one played in the WNBA, because you couldn't tell. Look at that picture, and that's the WNBA. That's a group of women. This is orchestrated. And Angel Reese is the reason why it happened. Let's show the solo shot of Angel Reese. And I'm not a huge fan of Angel Reese. And I don't think we got the back, but her back's out, the whole nine. She looks like she's dressed for the Academy Awards runway.
What if somebody told him, like, I'm not, he looks like he's a pretty big fellow. What if somebody told him, you can't have your YouTube channel, or you can't have whatever all he's on, I don't even know. You can't do that unless you lose, I don't know, 75 pounds and stop wearing, put on some better clothes. Like, why are you dressed like that? Why are we worried about how somebody dresses? That's inappropriate. We should judge people on their behaviors and their actions, not on the clothes they wear or how they look to you. So what if, he keeps calling her the little pronoun? That is not appropriate.
Or whatever, red carpet walk or whatever. A little too much skin for me. But I got to give Angel Reese all the credit. She set the tone for this. She set the tone all year. And again, I know that she's all over the map in terms of, they sexualized me. Now, Angel, you sexualized yourself. But I have to be real and honest here. What Angel Reese did is actually healthy for the WNBA and women's basketball. Angel Reese made it cool for women's basketball players to be women.
It is cool for women basketball players to be women, but you're saying that you're not a woman unless you look a certain way. And, well, we don't all fit in your little mold. I'm not Miss Pretty over here. I'm just, trying to have a voice. If I didn't do anything because I don't like the way I look, or I'm not feminine enough for you and everybody else, then I would never do anything. But I'm here to have my voice. It's my voice. If anybody wants to listen or not based on my beauty not based on me not having too much beauty, but just being who I am. Everybody needs to just be who they are. Let women be who they are.
And to show their feminine side. She did this all year. And all year I didn't like it. I didn't see the brilliance of it. I didn't know it was going to lead to this. But that's what's happened. Without Angel Reese setting this tone over her Instagram all year and wanting to get all dolled up for the WNBA draft, the WNBA can't get the rest of these women on board with that.
No.
They would all go the Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, Megan Rapinoe route.
No, because do these women look as masculine as those women? I don't see it. I don't see a whole lot of that. Even on the court, people are calling Caitlin Clark trans because they think her neck's big or something. When do we just value people as people? Just value them for their abilities on the court, the way they play. I'm not saying they can't have a voice outside of the court. No, I'm not saying that. They have huge voices. But if you're going to judge everything by how somebody looks, end of the world, because look at Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy killed all these women, but he was a handsome little guy running around in his Volkswagen.
But because Angel Reese set a different tone, she's now the Pied Piper, and all the rest of these women hopped on board. You know what? We're going to have a lot of eyeballs on the WNBA in this draft, unprecedented number of eyeballs, and we want people to leave this experience going, oh man, those women are relatable. Those women are happy being women. Those women want to show off their...
They're relatable. That's far enough. You don't have to go on and talk about, okay, it's true. We relate to people differently, and I think that there's a lot of people who relate to Caitlin Clark because she's white, and there's an equal amount who follow Angel Reese because she's black and she's bold in her social media, just being herself. Like I said earlier, no matter if she's made up, wearing an adorable outfit, or if she's sweaty after a game. And I don't think that you can put all the weight of that onto any one player. And my goal or my thoughts on that is let people be who the hell they are. And you're judging, and he's judging them by what they wore to WNBA night. Caitlin, she had on the little midriff thing, but she wasn't especially feminine. I don't think. I don't know.
Feminine side. Yes, maybe Angel Reese goes a little too far, but I'm sorry. I would much prefer this than Brittany Griner showing up in a suit and tie and looking like little pronoun in that picture.
Okay, but here's the thing. Put Brittany Griner in a dress. It's not going to look right. It's just not going to look right. It's not going to feel right to her. She's not going to be her confident self wearing something that doesn't feel right to her. And if you know, you know. And I can say myself that I don't feel right in dresses. I don't feel right in them. And force me to wear a dress, I'm not a real confident person, but I'm definitely not going to be confident in wearing something that I'm not comfortable in. Like if you put high heels on me, no, I'm not going to be able to walk in them.
These women, and I don't know anything, I don't really care about their sexuality. What I care about is they presented themselves last night like, no, I'm good being a woman. And I don't want anybody to mistake me for a man. And this is across the board. This is brilliant marketing by the WNBA. The women came off as wholesome. Their families came off as wholesome. This did not come across, because there's a lot of the NFL and NBA draft that I can't stand now. The players are all entitled. The parents are over the top. It doesn't give you a warm and fuzzy feeling. And it's all, I mean, you got hosts and everybody's complaining about, did this black quarterback, is he not getting drafted 2 places higher because of racism? And we didn't have any of that last night. We had a bunch of young women who presented themselves as young women and were excited about joining the WNBA and starting their professional careers.
Okay, well, you may not have talked about that or seen that, but it's out there. Caitlin Clark's white, she got, okay, and there's, all this stuff about all these other players and race and everything is all still there, but he's focused on what they wore to the WNBA draft, being women being women and being proud to be a woman, whatever. No, I don't. I think you should wear what's comfortable for you in the situation and what you can afford. Like, who can afford to go out and spend $17,000+ on an outfit like Caitlin Clark did? Not a lot of people.
And so Caitlin Clark, I thought, looked awesome last night.
Yeah.
But Caitlin Clark is not the reason the WNBA was able to market itself as a women's basketball league last night. She's a terrific player. Obviously, I'm a huge fan. We talk about her nonstop. I get it. Her performance on the court is what's drawing all this attention. Angel Reese just maximized the attention they got. Because if these young ladies had presented themselves in an unfeminine fashion, it would be a disaster. And everybody would watch the WNBA draft and go, nah, I'm good. I'll just read about the stats.
No, because the people who were, they had the largest numbers ever watching, the people who were watching the WNBA draft, who never followed WNBA before. A lot of people are new to women's basketball because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and others. They wouldn't all of a sudden watch the WNBA draft and then go, no, never mind. This whole last season of basketball, I didn't miss a game of, this player or that player that I really love. I didn't miss a game. They got drafted, but no, I'm not going to watch the WNBA games because they didn't dress the way I like them to dress for the WNBA draft. That's dumb. It's just dumb.
I'll catch the highlights of Caitlin Clark, but I can't watch this. I don't want to watch a bunch of tall Megan Rapinos. People don't want to see that. People want to believe. And again, when they get on the court, they'll look like jocks and they won't look as good as they did last night. But at least we'll know. Like,
let me just interject. The draft was on the 15th, Monday the 15th, I believe. So he's saying last night, I'm just getting to this. So I just watched this morning and I just couldn't believe that he's turning all of this into what people wore for a TV draft, a WNBA draft that was televised. No.
Hey, these women are happy being women. They're not sitting around plotting, well, if I make enough money this year, I'll go for some transgender surgery.
Okay, right there. Lesbians are not transgender. And if you dress like a male more than a female, it doesn't mean you want to go get transgender surgery. that's not how it works. He's just so biased here. It's just so obviously he's obviously transphobic at the least. So, yeah, I'm saying it.
They looked real happy being women. That was a huge statement and a huge plus for the WNBA. It was orchestrated.
So he thinks Megan Rapinoe wants to be a man. He thinks that Brittany Griner wants to be a man. I believe he's the one who made a whole big thing about when Brittany Griner and her wife announced that they were having a baby. It was one of these people, and they were like, "Well, which one's pregnant?" And you know, you can't be a mother if you're you know, okay. Well, we know how babies are made, and they're saying that, you know, you can't be a mother, you can't have a baby if you know, a lot of people have children who didn't conceive those children in the natural way because either they couldn't get pregnant or they're, you know, lesbians and they still have a baby together. That's still their baby. Adoption, in vitro, sperm donors, all these different ways.
Been planned by the WNBA. Hats off to Kathy Engelbert, but really hats off to the gift, Angel Reese. Now, I'm going to pivot.
So that's all of that. I'd really love for your input below this video. Just let me know what you think. Do you think that Angel Reese saved the WNBA because of what she wore to the draft? I mean, do you think that's more important than all the attention that Caitlin Clark got and Angel Reese and other players? But especially, you gotta know Caitlin Clark's the one who brought so much attention to women's basketball. I mean, I don't know, 80% of that was her, or, you know, it's a lot of her. And so I'd love to know what you think. Do you think that he's right in judging them, what they're wearing? And also, just subscribe if you want more. I've got a lot of shorts about women's basketball and pop culture and things like that. And we're going to be doing more of these kind of, more of an in-depth look at what people are saying and how I believe they're right or wrong. And so if you're interested in that, more of that, go ahead and subscribe, please, and ring the bell because you won't get notifications if you don't. And also hit the like button. That really helps me get into the algorithm and get more views on my channel and grow my channel so that I can reach more people, because I do have more positive influence, and I want people to, you know, be kind to themselves, be true to themselves, be yourself always. Now, that doesn't mean if you're hurtful to people, you should still be hurtful to people, but, you know, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And anyway, so we're going to go for now, and thanks for being here, and I'll see y'all next time.